This is a Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Sandtrooper figure. This is a figure that got me started with collecting the 6-inch Black Series. It's just an extremely well done figure. I think it's arguably the best of the Black Series in the 6-inch line so far. I'm just going to go over a few of the features with you real quick. There are a lot of points of articulation. You've got a head that can move up and down, side to side, wiggle in a variety of different ways. There's not a ton of actual range of motion, but all the subtle little poses you can put them in really set this figure apart. I usually have him looking to his left so that this little shoulder pouch goes underneath his helmet to kind of help keep it in place and keep it from riding up. Go ahead and look this shoulder pouch here and the backpack itself all come off completely. It's a nice looking accessory. There's a lot going on it. You can see some of the extra detail Hasbro's given, just a slightly weathered look there. The paint job is pretty good. There's not a lot of bleeding. There's a lot of molding in it. The details aren't just painted on. When you go to this 6-inch line, see all these lines are molded in. That's one of the things the 6-inch line of figures really gives you, is the ability to add a lot of different details in the molding without having a figure that looks too busy, like you would if you tried to put all this maybe in a small figure, or too complicated for the manufacturing process to really get done right. And then when you go up to the 12-inch figures, I've always found that it seemed like they looked a little barren. It would just take so many features to really fill those figures out for the size that this 6-inch size kind of hits a sweet spot. Now, I've showed you the head. The arms, the joints are hidden pretty nicely by this armor here. So he does have a arm that go in and out, swivel back and forth, can turn up here at the bicep. He's got double jointed elbows. You can kind of see it there. There we go. And then the wrists themselves also swivel. You can see that the hand is in a trigger pose on his left hand. It's actually the same way on the right hand, but in a different pose. On the right hand, I'll just leave it in the blaster so you can see. The right hand, he actually has his trigger finger inserted into the trigger guard, which looks great. You can see all the weathering up here up close on him. I'll take a closer look at the helmet. If you're a die-hard Star Wars fanatic, like any helmet sculpt, you may have some issues with a few things on it, but overall, it's a great looking helmet. The weathering was done extremely well by Hasbro. I really like the weathering on this better than any of their other figures to date. This pauldron is removable too if you wanted to take this off. I can't remember if it was off originally when I got this figure or not. I say removable. Actually, it may be permanently around his neck. It's been a while since I've had this open, so. But it is a loose piece. It's not molded on him, so that really adds to the realistic look as well. I'll put this back on him. We've already gone over the arms and the hands. So the waist here, he's got articulation at the waist, bend forward and back, left and right, or actually at the ab section. The legs, you've got joints that can move in and out, forward and back, a range of motion there. The knees are double jointed. You've got quite a bit of motion there. And then the feet, they can go both forward and back, and they can swivel side to side, so that way if you want to kick the leg out for any reason in a pose, you can still keep the foot parallel to the ground, give you a little more stability when standing this figure up, plus a little bit more realistic look to him. Let me get his backpack back on him here. Now, as for the blasters themselves, this figure comes with probably more accessories than any other figure in the 6-inch line so far, except for maybe R2-D2 if you include all of his little pieces. Now this is one I usually display them with. I kind of just stick this hand up underneath to look like it's holding the rifle and turn the hand up, and it does a pretty good job. But for the accessories themselves, we'll look at the medium-sized rifle first. I also think this is the best looking blaster out of the bunch. You've got brown here on the buttstock, brown on the handle, and you've got a more olive drab colored strap. They've actually taken the time to mold in the loop on the strap, and then even to color in the gold retaining piece for the straps. You've got these molded lines along the barrel, a little molded bead sight, and then this area in the center here is colored gray, and then you've got some gold going on right there. So it's a very flat scheme overall, but I like the way it looks the best out of all the blasters. Now for a smaller blaster, it's just a flat black the whole way across pretty much. In this fluorescent overhead lighting, it makes it look like it has a little bit more weathering to it, but it's not. It's just basically a flat black for the most part. It's kind of shiny right up here. And this lighting definitely looks a little better than it looks in person, just thanks to the highlights the camera's picking up. And then, last but not least, you have your long machine gun. Now, this would have been the rifle I probably would have, or the gun that I would have liked the most, but you can see on the back, nothing special going on, pretty much all flat. Then when you get up to the front, Hasbro's taken the time to actually weather it, and it's got this silver weathering on it. It looks really nice. Definitely looks battle worn, but going from that to just flat, I don't really like the effect. So I don't use that one very much. Don't use it at all really. Pretty much display him solely with his medium-sized blaster. And then just to give you a quick comparison, size-wise, stick him back up here. So many articulation points. Once you move them around, sometimes it'll seem like it takes forever to get them set back the way you used to have them. Which is the case right now, but there we go. So, and here he is next to Luke. So, give you kind of an idea just of the size between them. Stormtrooper is a little taller than Luke, which I appreciated, since Luke is a little short to be a Stormtrooper after all. But Luke may be tied for my favorite. I really like both these sculpts a lot, but the Stormtrooper's the one that got me started on it, and I think he's still, or the Sandtrooper, and he still remains my favorite out of the whole lineup. So I'm looking forward to see what else Hasbro has in store for us in this line, but so far so good. This is definitely a great new size of figures they've come out with. And that is your Black Series 6-inch Sandtrooper review.